A defensive debacle in Stillwater. What can Charlie Strong do to save Texas and possibly his job, plus a playoff preview for the Rangers? And what will the Cows do at QB1? We'll tell you up next on College Crossfire. I guess we'll get into it, guys. Always enthusiastic, unbelievable, hard-nosed.
Roll up the sleeves for this one.
This Dallas team was very overrated from the start, like they always are every year.
The talent there, Kevin Mack, Eric Davis, and Cohen Roach are maybe three of the most talented guys in the team.
Oh, that's an ugly shirt.
Always a pleasure having you on, guys.
Time to freak out, Reese.
Welcome into College Crossfire. Finally, I'm Reese Miller. Here we are, officially OU week. We are so glad that you're with us. So much to get to. So let's go ahead and meet our panel. Three heavy hitters tonight. Tyler King, fresh off that victory. Look, wow, surprising reaction. Surprising reaction. Underdog last week, maybe a favorite this week. How you feeling?
We'll see. We got football guy here.
That's
so
right.
We'll see how hard he is on his own guys.
Humble, not taking the bait. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
We'll see. He knows more. He probably knows more about the team than I do. So.
I'm sure he does. Jordan Strickland, we're graced with his presence, a member of the Texas defense, of course. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Reese. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. You know, not many people ask me, and you know, Jonathan, our floor director, always asks me, and he has a lot of wins. So maybe there's a correlation there. Grant Michaels, your first time on the show. Grant, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Good, good. You already asked me, so you don't get the credit for that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Come on.
good
Stop
try.
schmoozing.
Gotta
I
get
thought I'd
into
give it a
guys.
shot.
I like
Yeah,
that. I like
good
that.
try.
After a bye week, and Charlie Strong saying the defense will get fixed. Well, it didn't. Instead, Texas allowed 49 points in another road loss that drops the once 11th ranked Longhorns to 2-2 going into their rivalry game this week. Strong announced he will be taking over the defense and the play calling. So, guys, what can he do, and can he turn this defense around? Greg Finvis tweeted a vote of confidence for Strong today. There's no denying his seat is, you know, pretty hot at this point, but what can he do to turn this defense around? Tyler, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a lot like what the OU game was last year, and that's putting pressure on Baker Mayfield. When the defensive line was able to get in the face of Mayfield, he was able to, or he started turning the ball over. He kept getting flustered. Malik was able to make plays. Puna was able to make plays. Everybody was getting sacks on Mayfield. So they just need to dial up the pressure. Hopefully that'll take some stress off the defensive backs. They can make some more plays. They've only got, the defense in all has one turnover this year, and that's a fumble. So defense needs to get turnovers and get pressure, and they got a chance to win.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. No interceptions from this secondary so far in 4 total games.
Where's the DBU? I thought they were DBU.
Oh, Jordan Strickland, a member of DBU, or what was at least formerly known as DBU, perhaps, maybe not living up to that name right now. Jordan, what do you think about this Texas defense, and can Charlie get it turned around?
Well, first and foremost, we're always going to be DBU.
Never said they weren't, but they're not
There he
playing
goes.
like it.
But so the biggest thing this offseason that Texas faced was finding an offense. They found that in Sterling Gilbert. Now they need to find a defense. That's going to be found in Charlie Strong. Do not forget what this man did at Florida. The 08 Florida defense was one of the best in college football history. It featured Carlos Dunlap, Brandon Spikes, Joe Hayden. Notable names. Why I mention them? We have those exact same pieces, I feel like. Carlos Dunlap, meet Charles Omenihu. Look at Brandon Spikes, Malik Jefferson, Joe Hayden, Chris Boyd, Holton Hill, Devontae Davis. Take your pick. We have a very talented defense. We just need the right man behind it. That's Coach Strong. Like I said, our offense is fine. Yes, we don't have Chris Warren. He's out 6, maybe even 8 weeks. That might be a problem over time, but we still have our main back. That's Deontay Foreman, who ran for 436 yards in 4 games. We still have a high productive offense. This is going to be a game of defense, but don't forget that both offenses are going to be scoring at a high rate, so it's a matter of who can stop which offense first.
Yep. Charlie said in the spring this week that it was so interesting they didn't know the defense was going to be like this because the offense couldn't move the football. Now the offense can move, and the defense, of course, allowing the other teams to do what they're doing. Grant, what do you think about this Texas defense? Can Charlie's sort of manual footprint get on there and help this thing out?
Yeah, you know what? I have complete faith in Charlie Strong, especially as a defensive coordinator. However, going into such a large-scale game as the Texas OU game, I'm quite nervous for the fact that this is something new this season, that Charlie Strong has not had the opportunity to make his own play calls. And now going into one of the biggest rivalry games in college football, arguably, is a big test of Charlie Strong's play calling and trying to get the guys behind him. So I'm not quite so set on the defensive efficiency this weekend. However, in the long run, I think that Charlie Strong will get Texas in the right direction and hopefully save his job.
Yep, you guys all bring up pretty good points. Jordan, I like what you said. You bring a different perspective, but let's not forget what Charlie Strong did at Louisville. Let's not forget what he did at Florida. I'm not convinced that those same players that he had at Florida are here at Texas right now, but I still think it can only go up, right? So
Right.
Jordan's starting us off with a point, guys. Greg Finvis tweeted a vote of confidence for Strong. Just today, there's no denying Strong's seat is as hot as it's ever been in Austin. It's boiling. National media has already speculated Houston head coach Tom Herman could be in line to be the next Longhorn head man, but with 8 games left, guys, what does Strong have to do to save his job? You know, before the season, there were people putting different win numbers on it. Don't get blown out. Now they're 2-2. Like Charlie said, there's 8 games left. So what does he have to do in these 8 games to be the head coach in 2017, Jordan?
So before the season, again, I hate to retouch on old topics, but they said we need an offense. We need an offense to Texas coach Charlie Strong. What he did, brought in Gilbert and flushed out a lot of coaches who weren't productive. The same thing could be done on defense, but I like the move of stability. I like the keeping Coach Bedford and making him a DB coach. I think that's awesome. Letting Coach Strong have a little bit more authority over the defense, even a better move. Like I said, his production at Louisville, his production at Florida, unbelievable. Granted, it took years for that production to start up, but once it was going, he had one of the best defenses in college football, something to be feared. And then they were in the SEC at Florida. At that time, the SEC was above any other conference. I think that if he reinvents and revitalizes the defense, it will be his job reborn.
So what does he have to do? You mentioned get the defense back together, but does he need to, is there a game number or is it just the defense playing better?
You'd like to see him win out, but 10 straight games, especially in a conference where they face 3 ranked opponents in West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Baylor, is going to be hard to win out on. But, I'd say a 7-win season and a bowl appearance would be helpful for his job.
And an improved defense.
Exactly.
Right. I buy that. Grant, what do you think Charlie has to do to stick around here for next year?
Here's the obvious answer, is get results.
Yep.
It's that simple, get results, because at the end of the day, he seems like a great guy. The players love him, and you see that on the field, and especially after a win, after they lift him up and treat him that the leader that he is. However, if you want a more complicated answer, it's the answer that he needs to keep the defense from being the laughingstock defense of the Big 12. And unfortunately, right now it's headed in that direction. But that's what he needs to do. He's a defensive man. That's his image, and unfortunately his image is not holding true right now. Right. So the thing that he needs to do is get results, and hopefully by improving the defense, he will get the results that he needs.
Yeah, we'll certainly see. Tyler, what do you think Charlie has to do here in terms of those results?
Well, first off, Charlie needs to make sure that he, in my mind, get to 8 wins somehow. But getting that 8 wins gets his overall record to 500.
Got to go 6-2, final 8.
In my mind, he needs to get his overall record back to 500. There's only been one coach ever at Texas that had an under 500 record in their career. That was in the 1930s.
Yeah.
So Charlie needs to make sure that he gets that record to at least 500, and that's going to take 8 wins, including bowl game. So 8-5, that's going to give him to 19-19 overall. So we'll see. But to get to 8 wins, the defense is going to have to step it up, because we know the offense can play in the Big 12. Defense has shown to be like a high school defense lately.
Yeah, certainly. Grant, I like what you said. I don't think there's exactly a win number. I think it's about seeing consistent results, and I think that translates to a win number, but I'm not sure they can just win a certain amount of games and the defense still be horrible. So Grant's getting the point, guys. By the way, Charlie Strong, 9 original assistants hired on. 8 of them have been demoted or moved. Certainly not a good reflection so far, guys. Similar to last year, Texas going into the Cotton Bowl this week, looking for an upset victory. The number 20 Sooners are also 2-2, but coming off a big win last week in Fort Worth. What do you guys expect to see from the game this weekend? And what's your prediction for Red River Showdown? Grant, what do you think?
As everyone said before, it's gonna be a showdown. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a high flying game. The tension is going to be great out there.
Yeah.
With that said, with the defense and the Oklahoma Sooners offense, I think OU comes out on top 45-28.
Wow,
That is
little bit of a blowout.
I know.
A little bit of blowout.
A little bit of a blowout, not
The
too much.
seat's going to be scalding. The seat is going to be scalding
But
come Monday morning.
It will be scalding Monday, 45-28 OU. That's what I'm going with.
Wow. Wow, not a favorite among the crowd.
I didn't think it would be, but
Yeah, sure. Tyler, what do you think we'll see from OU in Texas this week?
Well, here's the thing. When Charlie's had Texas in games where his back's up against the wall, OU last year, you can even say Notre Dame this year because nobody knew what to expect from the offense, who was terrible last year. New offense, you just don't know what to expect against a top 10 team. His teams come to play when his back's against the wall. So, and he's now taking over full control of the defense. I would expect to see more energy. I mean, if they could have 11 Brecken Hagers out there, that'd be great. They can't have that. His energy's great though. But I'm gonna say Texas 35-31. Please do not let it come down to a field goal because we saw that happen. We saw too many.
Because it'll get blocked in return.
Oh, of course it will. And OU's done that to Texas in the past before. So we don't want history to repeat. Just don't let the field goal have a chance to go out there.
Okay, you got 35-31 Texas. Jordan, what do you expect to see? You've been there. You've been on the sidelines for this game. What do you think?
So I'm going to give Texas the win at 44-38. Here's why.
Wow. Wow.
It's bound to be a high-scoring game. Both teams
sure.
can put up points. We know that, but both teams' defenses struggle. Granted, Oklahoma's opponents who have scored high on them tend to be Ohio State and Houston, but they still have a lot of similar numbers. You've got Shane Buechele and Baker Mayfield's numbers. Buechele only has one more interception thrown and one less touchdown thrown. That's a true freshman. So I just see a lot of similarities, including the running back, where we actually favor the battle with Deontay Foreman over Joe Mixon, I believe his name is.
Yep.
So I think that we're going to pull it off just because we carry the few statistics.
Wow. Samaje Perine obviously involved there as well, guys. Tyler, I think I'm giving you the point. This team plays well when Charlie's backup is against the wall. It reminds me last year. It reminds me of West Virginia freshman year. Notre Dame this year. I think they will have enough energy to at least be there into the fourth quarter. But I think OU still wins. I think they're a better team. Anyways, Tyler's getting the point going to break. That's going to do it for round one here on College Crossfire. Coming up, another rivalry renewed and two NFC teams in trouble. Stick with us. Welcome back to your home for live sports debate right here on the 40 Acres. It's College Crossfire coming at you. Check out the scoreboard. We've got a good one so far. It's ones all across the board. Tyler King, Jordan Strickland, Grant Michaels, guys. It's been a fun one so far. Let's go ahead and get into it. In last night's AL wildcard game, Edwin Encarnacion sent the Blue Jays to the ALDS with a walk-off win over the Baltimore Orioles. It's a rematch now of the division series last year between the Rangers and Toronto. That one had the bat flip, which ultimately led to the Odor punch. Guys, maybe the fieriest current rivalry in baseball. What do you expect to see coming up, actually starting tomorrow, Tyler?
Well, I'm watching for maybe a boxing match breaking out, but I don't think they're going to be in a ring. They're going to be on a diamond, so don't expect that to happen. Lots of offenses going to be going on. Both teams have great offenses. Neither team has great pitching. That's also led to the Rangers leading the major leagues in come-from-behind wins this year, which they did way too many times to my Astros, so I've seen it firsthand. Rangers know how to win the game when it comes down to the end of it. They always have the middle of the lineup. They always have the right guys up at the right time. It makes me sick to my stomach to say this, but I mean,
Astros guy.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Blue Jays advance. And let's hope that Greg Abbott does not jinx them again.
Wow.
Because he jinxed both teams last year.
A Houston fan rooting for the Rangers. That's what I like to see. Just so infectious.
The state of Texas, let's just win it all. State of Texas is the best.
I like that.
Go for
I like that. A little state pride. Jordan, what do you think here?
You know, baseball's not my strong suit, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Blue Jays in 4. It may not be the
Blue Jays in 4.
It may not be the popular Texas opinion.
Yep, Jordan doesn't want points.
Obviously.
But you look at guys like Batista, who leads the team in home runs against the Rangers. You got guys like Kevin Pillar, who has above a 400 batting average. Like I said, baseball's not my strong suit. And then Justin Smoke and Encarnacion both have homers, and Encarnacion leads the team in RBIs. So I just feel like the Blue Jays are too productive against the Rangers to lose, especially in a wild card series like this.
Yep, Blue Jays actually won the season series 4-3 over the Rangers. It was tight though. Grant, what do you think here?
there's no secret that it's going to be a high-scoring affair. You know, now that the Rangers have slugged their way to 95 wins in a season is no small feat. With that said, the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the amount of tension between the two teams come tomorrow, because I have flashbacks of last May in Arlington when punches were thrown and it looked to be more of a boxing match. But that's what I'm going to be looking forwards to tomorrow.
Yep, that was actually. Who do you think wins the series?
I'll go with Texas. I'll go with the Rangers just because they've been so consistent.
I like that. 32 run-one victories. You said they know how to win. Somehow they had a +8 run differential, the worst of every team that was over 500, yet they're the #1 team in the American League. I think the Rangers are going to take this one. I think they're going to get some revenge over last year over Toronto. Also, you mentioned the tension. This will be the first time they've played since the punch. So fireworks could be shown. Tyler's getting the point, guys. Jerry Jones and the rest of the Dallas Cowboys have insisted when Tony Romo is ready, it's his team. But Dak Prescott is doing his best to challenge that. Dallas is 3-1, and Prescott has yet to throw an interception in 131 passes. Guys, if Dallas wins its next 2 games before the bye week and a possible Romo return, should the Cowboys still make Tony Romo the starter? They play Cincinnati at home and then at Green Bay in Lambeau. Jordan, what do you think here, Dak or Tony?
I think Tony's starting day one. I think that's how the team feels, that's how management feels, and it's hard to go against that. I feel like Prescott's played unbelievable for a rookie, but at the same time, rookies will expire over time their rookie year because they haven't had a full-length season. The most they've had is the preseason. Prescott hasn't gone through the midseason slump and the end-of-season playoff grind like Tony Romo has. This is Tony's team. Dez wants Tony throwing him the ball. They'll put Tony in to start the game.
Yep. All right. Graham, what do you think?
Should Tony Romo play? I say no.
Give him the point! Give him the point!
But will Tony Romo start? Yes, he will. And the reason is Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is going to start Tony Romo. The team wants Tony Romo to start. Tony Romo are the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo represents this club, and as he gets back, I just can't see Dak Prescott on the field when Tony Romo is not.
That'd be weird.
It would be very.
That would be the changing of an era, wouldn't it?
It would. Yep. Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Tyler, what do you think here when Tony's healthy at least?
I think it's going to be Dak, but that's a little selfish on my part because Dak's been spreading the ball around very well, especially to Cole Beasley. He's carrying my fantasy team right now. I need to keep it going. And we know that when Romo comes in, the only guy he ever likes to throw it to is Dez. So, but honestly though, I think the consistency that Dak has had, spreading the ball around, there's a reason why he hasn't been throwing to Dez a lot, and that's because he's getting double coverage. He's one of the best receivers in the league. He should be. So he's not forcing the ball. He's not trying to get it to Dez just because it's Dez. He's getting it to where the guy's open. So I say go with Dak right now. Let Zeke and that running game carry them for a little while.
I'm sorry, but you're saying don't throw to one of the best wide receivers?
Oh, no, I'm not saying, no, I'm just saying that Romo's always going to throw it to him. It's going to hurt my fantasy team, so.
Since you brought your fantasy team into this and no one cares about anybody's other fantasy team, these two guys
that's fine. I knew I wouldn't.
And Romo is going to start. Going to be great, guys, before the NFL season began. 2 of the favorites to make the Super Bowl from the NFC were the Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Both teams have now slipped to 1-3, and Carson Palmer is now out for the game this week against the 49ers. Guys, which team is in more trouble and can either dig their way out of this massive hole they're in? Grant, what do you think?
Well, Carolina came in this season 15-1, essentially, from the last year. Super Bowl appearance, an amazing team. The Arizona Cardinals posted the second best record at 13-3. So the fact that they come out of the get-go as 1-3 has been a bit shocking. With that said, I think Arizona is in more trouble because Carson Palmer has not performed the way that he had in 2015. And if Arizona wants a shot at the Super Bowl, Carson Palmer needs to perform. Cam Newton has guys around him that can make the team a lot better. Arizona doesn't have that, relies heavily on Carson Palmer. So if he doesn't play, that's that.
Yeah, Drew Stanton is certainly not gonna get them to a Super Bowl.
Definitely not.
Tyler, what do you think?
Both teams are in trouble, honestly. I mean, both quarterbacks have a lot of pull with that offense, no matter who it is. But the Panthers, I think, are in more trouble. They hang their hat on defense and running the ball. They can't run the ball, and part of the running game is Cam Newton. Well, he's not there right now. He's in concussion protocol. Who knows when he'll be back? And the defense just doesn't look the same. The secondary is, I'd say they're garbage right now. Josh Norman, yeah, they let him go, but they have nobody. They had nobody to replace him. Guys are injured. I mean, people are throwing the ball on them. They can't do anything right now defensively or run the ball. So Panthers are in more trouble, but both teams are in trouble.
No, oh, for sure. I think it's shocking with the Panthers. No defense. I didn't think Josh Norman meant that much, and no running game. So Fozzie Whitaker is becoming their biggest target. Is a former Longhorn, so good for Fozzie. But anyway, it's a bit surprising. Jordan, who's in more trouble?
I definitely agree with Tyler here with that. You just look at a team like Carolina where they had such high expectation. They're not living up to it at all. Kelvin Benjamin seems like the only receiver who can produce for their offense. Then you look at a team like Arizona where, yes, Carson Palmer is out Thursday with a concussion, and who knows how long that will linger. But they have guys like David Johnson. They have DBs like Patrick Pearson, who looks like a receiver on routes sometimes, Tyrann Mathieu. They have guys like just the whole team, honestly, of defensive players who are ready to make plays. They just need to wake up. You look at a team like Carolina, yes, they have Luke Kuechly, and he's an amazing player. Don't get me wrong, but he has no one around him. Who would have thought that Josh Norman had that much effect on one team's defense?
Yep, 3 great wide receivers as well. Been a little bit banged up. I think I'm going to go with you two guys just because there seems to be every year the Super Bowl loser gets off of that slow start, often can't dig their way out. And don't look now, but the Atlanta Falcons look really, really good in that division. So you two guys are getting the point. Going to the break, we're through with round 2, but coming up a Red River Rapid Fire to decide the winner. We'll be right back. Welcome back to College Crossfire. Let's take one last look at the scoreboard before we fire up Rapid Fire. Tyler King and Jordan Strickland, each with 3 points. Grant Michaels, the Rook himself, right now with 2. But guys, points are now doubled. You guys can jump in at any time. Actually, lie. Points are not doubled for the first question. We're going to ask you a couple of Texas OU quick facts in honor of maybe the biggest week all year for Texas football. So these are just worth 1 point. I'll ask him, and the first person to get it right gets the win. So there's only 2 QBs to ever go 4-0 for either Texas or OU in the series. Can you name them? Not David Ash. Definitely not David Ash.
You know,
Jason White?
Huh?
Jason White?
No, they're both Texas players, by the way.
what's crazy is I'm going to throw him out there
Longo
because
era.
everyone here loves him. Colt McCoy, possibly?
No.
No
Actually,
Colt?
no.
Vince Young.
No.
Jeez, this is going to be a tough one.
There's one who I actually didn't know, and then there's one who's on the Texas Ring of Honor.
Oh, Bobby Lane?
Bobby Lane. There you go. So there's 1 point for Tyler. The other one was Peter Gardier.
Oh,
Never heard.
Gardier. Okay.
I wasn't familiar.
I've heard the name. I've heard the name. I didn't
Never
think he
heard
played
the
that
name.
one.
What?
I did not think he was
It must be
4-0
a
though.
Texas
All right.
name.
Wasn't familiar. Yeah, actually 4-0, guys.
My
So.
pops has told me the name before, so
Yeah,
that's
so
where I've heard it.
Tyler's got 1 point. He's got a 3-2 lead, guys. Second one, winningest coach in the series all time for either side.
Switzer?
It's tough when you're not from Texas. I'm going to be honest. But
It's your team, your program.
it's my team, but I'm more concerned about what's going on right now than what happened in the past.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with the guy that's popular again, Mac Brown. I know it might not be right, but you got to throw him out there at some point.
Actually, no. Red River was not his specialty. Grant, what do you got?
Charlie Strong.
Also, not Charlie Strong. He's on the hot seat. You guys are terrible. It's Daryl Royal.
That was my second guess. Switzer did destroy Texas
the
many times.
stadium namesake for crying out loud.
Hey, that was my
It's
second
not Red
guess.
McCombs. Cut
That's a
that
bad
out,
one.
guys. Let's go longest win streak for either side.
Oklahoma.
No.
No, you mean like the number?
You need a
You
number?
can team end number would be great.
Well, I kind of.
It is Texas.
I gave that
I
one
want to say it's
away.
like 8 maybe?
It is Texas with 8. Good
Yeah.
for you, yeah. Twice, actually. Once in the 50s, once from 47, and then to the 50s, one to the 50s, and then to the 60s. So Tyler's cleaning up so far, guys, last time. So Texas is now coming into this week. They're not going to be ranked going into this game for 4 straight years, dating back to 2013. Before that, they were ranked for an extremely long time, nearly every year coming to this game. Can you name the last time they were not ranked before 2013?
Was Fred Akers the coach?
Possibly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know. I can't remember.
Can I ask for a hint? Was it in the 21st century?
No.
Interesting. I'm going to go with 93.
No.
1999.
Wow, 1 year off. It's 1998. Before that, they were ranked every year from 99 to 2012.
That was Mac's first
So
year then.
close, so close. Anyways, Tyler's getting the 2 cleanup points, guys. On to the fun stuff. The Golden Hat is one of the most unique trophies in college football given to the winner of this rivalry game. Your job is to create your own unique trophy. It can be whatever you want.
I would have to say it's got to be something with all the big hits that there's been in this game. Sadly, there's multiple of them have been OU knocking out Texas. One of them that comes to mind that haunts me is Teddy Lehman jumping over the offensive line and stripping the ball away from Sims. Then Aaron Williams knocking Sam Bradford out of the game.
Okay.
It's got to.
So what's the
something-
trophy?
It's something.
So what's the trophy?
I guess the SmackDown award, something with like a big hit.
Come on, it's a trophy. You got to take it I've got to physically hold.
It's a
the
belt
trophy.
then. All right, it's a
A
wrestling
belt. We're wrestling.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot.
We're
at
taking
it.
a point away from Tyler. We got it from the crowd. Tyler's getting the
I'm
decimal
gonna take a
point.
shot at it. So if I'm not mistaken, Tex is the giant statue outside in the State's Fair. Am I right? So why not the Golden Tex?
Ooh, Golden Tex. I do like Golden Tex. It's pretty solid. You just paint Big Tex gold and just transport him on an
you can
18-wheeler.
shrink him, you know, make a little doll size one of him.
Who do you give it to though? What's it for though?
To the winner.
The winner.
Okay.
Grant, what do you think?
Texas beats OU this weekend. If that happens and Charlie Strong goes crowd surfing through his team, I'm seeing a golden Charlie Strong being lifted by arms that says best coach. Or best Red River rivalry.
Tell you what, I kind of like it, but I'm afraid it might only last 1 or 2 more seasons, and then you might not be able to. Use it. So, Golden Big Tex is getting the 2 points, guys. Last question's gonna decide it. One of the biggest attractions about this weekend, especially this year, is the fried food. Some of the more unique items this year alone include fried Jell-O, cookie fries, and injectable balls of barbecue, guys. If you could create a food, what would it be for the State Fair? Create whatever you want.
Jeez, that's a tough one. I'd barbecued ice cream. I'm gonna throw it out there. Barbecued
Barbecued ice cream.
Why not?
That's
Why not?
strong.
Barbecued
That's
ice cream.
strong. I like that.
Deep fried spaghetti.
Gross. Gross. That's awful.
I'm throwing it out there.
Deep fried spaghetti. I feel like that could actually be a thing.
It could be a thing.
Probably
Absolutely. It's like a fry, but spaghetti inside. Boom.
barbecue beer.
You can barbecue liquor.
Wow. Wow.
There's a lot of beers.
I like barbecue beer, but you got the booze.
Okay,
from
but
the crowd.
Mark's against me the whole night,
We gotta please the crowd. The win's going to Jordan Strickland.
Whatever.
Let's hear it. Jordan Strickland with this week's win. Jordan, I know it's been tough for you and the football team, so this is your present, if you will.
Gotta get
Auto
him when we
Ewing.
can.
Do we have a time for Jordan FaceTime? No time for Jordan FaceTime.
man.
Hopefully you'll be on next week talking about possibly a Red River win, a Red River revival, and maybe you'll have FaceTime after that, guys.
Definitely.
But good job all around. Grant, great first time on. Tyler, we'll sure see you on in the future. That's going to do it for this week in College Crossfire. Don't forget, we're live every Wednesday at 9 p.m., sometimes 9:02. For the latest in Longhorn sports, check out College Press Box every Monday night at 9:30. Our tweets are at TSTV Sports for our panel. Everybody in studio and Master Control, thanks for putting on this big show. And a special thanks to you for watching and spending your week with us. Until next time, I'm Reese Miller, wishing you safe travels and a good night.